You're in the garage, and this is the WR500 update. As many of you know, we've been working on her. She's over there. Wanted to give you all a quick update on the seat and some guidance on WR500 seats. Some of the things I see, there's a few companies on eBay that sell seat covers, and generally, I'm not 100% sure if the color is completely accurate or dead on. And I see a lot of guys frustrated about this on some of the Facebook groups. So trying to match this color is a little difficult. The pictures you see of WR500s, I mean, you got colors all across the board. And the same thing is true with graphics. So maybe this is a bigger issue than I realized. So I'm not going to call out anybody in terms of the graphics companies. A lot of them I've used for my other Yamahas. They do a good job. But this is a set that I bought on eBay. And while they do look a little more blue because of this camera, these are actually very, very, very aqua. And they do not go with this bike. Now, they look close, but they really are a little more, well, they're not really the KTM mint. These are just not going to work. So this set's going to go back, and I'm going to order some from yzdecals.com. Because those, from what I know, are very, very close. And I have ordered some of their stuff already. So if you go to the website, yzdecals.com, you'll see, I mean, this stuff is a little pricey, but I'll show you in a minute how it is a very good match for some of the OEM stuff. Let me grab the swing arm here, because this is a low-budget video. I don't even want to stop the camera. Shame on me. Let's take a look at this real quick. This is the original Delta box sticker, and when you're restoring these things, it's hard to know whether the manufacturer of the aftermarket decals is going to have everything right, but yzdecals.com definitely has it right here. I mean, this is pretty much exactly the same size, same font, as you can see. I mean, color is pretty much there. It's just right on, man. I mean, that's going to be a perfect match. And I got the warning decals. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is the seat covers. And I ended up, I'm going to return those tank decals, and I'm just going to go with yzdecals.com. You guys can find them. I think they're out of Australia, but mine actually came through Canada. And I'm thinking they have maybe a third party print them up so they come faster to the US. So this is an OEM seat cover, and I just ordered from Claudio at Mastercross. You can look them up, a Technosel seat cover. So Technosel, as many of you know, is really big in the 90s and still big for some of us today. Because I got Technosel seat cover on my KTM, and I got a little extra Technosel stuff. I got one up there, Technosel seat cover. So I definitely am familiar with them. It's definitely a very cool vintage company. I'm not even sure if they're still around or they're making this stuff or it's old stock. But this is the seat cover I ordered from Claudio at Mastercross. Came from Italy, got here in about a week. And it's really, really exactly the same. Now, you may say, well, yeah, it looks a little more blue than your OEM. And that's because the top of this seat cover is a little yellowed. But if you go down here, you can see it's a little shinier because it's just a little, I guess maybe newer, but it's exactly the same. I mean, as close as you can get anywhere. So I'm going to definitely install this, but something interesting I'm going to do is I learned today, and for some of you guys doing these things, you're going to enjoy learning everything about the WR, but the advantage of these bikes is they are rare, but they use the same plastics as the YZ250 of 9192. So what does that mean? Well, it means you can get all the fenders very easily because they're available through UFO. Well, when I was thinking about this, I was like, man, I love this Yamaha seat. I do kind of like the bigger Yamaha lettering, and I love the way that looks, but I kind of love the Technosel seat because if people know, if you know, it's cool too. And I'm like, man, it'd be great to have an extra seat. So I'm digging around looking for a WR500 seat somewhere that someone might be selling on eBay. Of course, I don't find anything. And then some wonderful person on the WR Facebook group says, hey, you know it's the same seat as the YZ250 and I believe the YZ125 from 1989 all the way to like 91 or 92. Y'all verify that, but I believe that's true. So I'm going to pick up a YZ250 seat that will fit on the WR500. I'm going to leave this cover intact, and then I'm going to put this guy on a different cover in foam, and I'll be able to have 2 seats to swap out. I can leave this original. And then what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be trying a product called, I believe it's called, I think it's called Seafoam by Island Girl. I think that's what it's called. And it will actually, at least purported to, be able to bring back some of this color that's a little more greenish, brownish than the original, and bring that more into the right color. So a little bit of an update. If you're looking for the best color that I found through my research, I think it is Mastercross. Claudio over there, he'll get it to you in about a week. Really great company. You do have to email his secretary, and they will get back to you and get it out. So check out those guys, and we're moving forward. We got a new chain. We got the decals for the swing arm. Also whitened the tank a little more. I'll show y'all real quick if you're curious. I whitened the tank quite a bit more. I would say it's at least like maybe 1 or 2 shades lighter. And I did that through some Salon 40 concentrated hydrogen peroxide. And I probably should have shown y'all how I did that, but I used the Salon 40, which is basically like a woman's hair lightening cream, basically. I mean, it's like the stuff you get at the store, like Walgreens. Hydrogen peroxide is probably like 10% maybe. This is like 40, right? So it's really powerful. And what you do is you just slather it on, right? And then you cover this with some saran wrap, right? Which is the plastic wrap, the clear wrap. And you just set it out in the UV sun, or you get a UV light and just leave it on. And it will get significantly whiter than it was before using that. And I've done that with a few things. There's also a product called Retro Bright. And some people claim Retro Bright, which people use to lighten up plastic, is basically the same peroxide stuff. It's like a peroxide paste. It's very heavy. It holds well. It's not drippy as much as a liquid peroxide, but it's also maybe as much as 5 or 10 times stronger than regular peroxide. So you can lighten up some plastics with that, and that's where we're at. We're getting there, but work's been busy, and I'm waiting on some more parts, and we got a few more things to do. I got to do a few more coats on the frame. I got to sand down. I got to sand down this a little bit because my primer had a little bit of I don't know, some of that dry paint that just was like kind of spackling on here. And it's no worry at all because I just wet sand it with some 2000 grit. I get it really smooth, just perfectly smooth. And once I do that, y'all can see a little bit of that. It's kind of like a sandpaper finish. Once I do that, I'll put some regular coat over that, and then, I'll move forward into the clear coat. So, moving along, we'll keep y'all posted. Got a lot more to do, and the garage is lit. If you want some more updates, go ahead and hit like and subscribe.